about life. She was passionate about what mattered most to her, and that was service. Her career of service to those less fortunate, her service to her family, to her friends, and Mom always wanted to have fun. She was born in Brooklyn, and she came from very modest beginnings. Her family eventually made their way to the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and at St. Jude Baptist High School, the early signs of Mom's leadership began to show. She was president of her class. We just found out she was voted most popular in her senior year of high school. And it was on the Upper East Side of Manhattan at the Smile Bar where she met our dad, Jimmy Brennan. She fell in love with him and his beautiful, big Brennan family. They married in 1962 and had 3 children, Jimmy, Carrie, and myself. Mom was really fortunate in her life. Her dad was in World War II. She was able to go to college. That was not an option for a lot of women in the 1950s. She felt that nursing fit with her desire to be of service. When she graduated from Seton Hall in 1961, she started her career at the VA on 23rd Street. For Mom, nursing was never just a job. It was the foundation of her mission in life. She approached her nursing with that most popular warmth and the authority of a class president. She was a critical care nurse by training. She worked in one of the first open heart surgery ICUs and told me stories of how they massaged hearts with their bare hands. She moved very quickly into positions of authority and leadership. She was head nurse, she was a supervisor. She just collected aunts and friends everywhere she went in her career. She continued her trajectory, eventually becoming a chief nurse, and finally busting that glass ceiling as executive vice president at Montefiore. But the Elaine Brennan plan was never just about work or her career. Mom was just as intentional about joy and family. She cultivated a family environment that was fun. Fun was always a priority. Whether it was coaching softball, mine and Carrie's softball teams, managing the cheerleading squad, serving as team mom for Jimmy's football team, organizing our family bike rides and ski trips. We hadn't talked about that in a while. Days at the beach, every birthday, every holiday, every event, she made it joyous. It was always a party. She wanted her family together. Elaine showed us that a life of service didn't require sacrifice. It brought her abundance. Despite her busy career, the 3 of us, we never felt, not one time, that she missed out on being a mom. She had an amazing way of balancing all the priorities, and she never skipped a beat. Mom was always there whenever you needed her. As her career reached its peak, her plans for a life of abundance only grew. She moved from the bedside to the boardroom. She always kept service, patience, others her true north. She didn't climb the ladder just to see the view. She climbed the ladder to improve the lives of others. She built a bigger table. Her inspirational leadership and mentorship served as a lighthouse for so many nurses and so many healthcare workers. Mom saw the potential in everyone. She was a listener. She was a great advisor. She had a humility about her. She was never boastful, never bragging. In midlife, she found new ways to embrace life. She wanted to get healthy. She took up cycling. She bought herself a fancy Cannondale bike. She spent weekends riding 35, 40 miles. We couldn't believe it. What she was doing. She paired her love of travel with her biking, and she once completed a week-long bike Vermont trip. She never gave up on herself. She never gave up on other people. Alongside her best friend and travel buddy Betty, she would look at a map, pick a spot, and the planning would begin. Machu Picchu, the pyramids, Paris, she did it all. Galapagos Islands, forgot about that. She was just as intentional about taking her family with her on her travels, taking us to Ireland, England, Italy, Paris, leading the way. In her 70s, she brought her own breezy beach bungalow. Her intention was very simple, once again. It was about her family. She wanted her family closer together. She wanted her kids and her grandkids to be side by side in a tiny little house, 34 Roosevelt. And she wanted us to maintain that closeness with that big Brennan family that she had fallen in love with decades prior. But of all the titles that Mom held, head nurse, traveler, cyclist, VP, mentor, class president, the one that I know was her favorite, was the one she earned late in life, that of Grandma, or as we call her, Mama. In her relationships with her 4 grandkids, Gabby, James, Luke, and Caroline, Mom found her greatest joy. Perhaps that was her final plan, her final intention. She approached being a mama with that signature intentionality. She knew every moment spent with them was an investment in their future happiness. She knew that her time was limited, and she made the most of every minute. She was the fun grandma. She was the one who jumped in the leaves, she was down on the floor, she played every game, she sat on the whoopee cushion to make you laugh. Mom, the only thing that you didn't have a plan for was us having to say goodbye to you. But because of how you lived, we do not have to think about what we need to do next. We will follow the roadmap that you left for us, live our life with intention, lead with service, prioritize fun, make room for the table at others, and focus on your family. Mom, in my eyes, you were always larger than life. And there's a huge hole in my heart having to say goodbye to you. We love you, Mom. We love you all more. Thank you.